So let's talk about null safety in Dart. So let's start with our sorry. Let's start with this example of a car class in which we have two fields. One is the name of the owner and then a car among one of his favorite cars. Um, so let's see. So we declared two strings which are actually uh, not nullable. So we see that the Dart gives us an error. For example, if we click here, we get the parameter owner can't have a null value because of its type, because the implicit default value is null. So because we define the string as not nullable here, so we will have to kind of, make it nullable so that these errors go away, You see, the parameter owner can't have a null value because of its type, string, but the implicit default value is null. The same is with the case of parameter favorite car. So one way is that we use this question mark here. This will make our variable favorite car nullable, and you see that this error goes away. So when we create a, let's say, a function of this class, we can call favorite call with the null variable and honor with the honor name. Let's say we call the name as Chris. Uh, of course, we this value is already also honor is defined as not nullable, so we should also make it somehow like uh, at least either we should do this, because this will also remove this error. Let me remove this function for now. Because now both of our variables are uh, actually not nullable. So because of this question mark, and you see we have no errors in there. Of course, we print nothing. So, and of course we can call this honor also. We can give it a null value, and you see we have no errors. Now, because we want the name of the honor, so we will make it not nullable by removing this question mark, and we see this, if we run again, we will see this error again, that the value null can't be assigned to the parameter of the type string because the string is not, oh yeah, this honor is not nullable because we removed this question mark symbol. So we want that this value should be given, so we can also use the keyword required here. So if we use the keyword required here, of course we cannot call it, we cannot assign it a null value. We should give it a name, and let's give this name now Chris. And so we have an honor name, but the favorite car can be null. So now see, we have no errors again. So let's move forward. Let's say we have a function called display. We give it an argument honors friend, and we print this honors friend here, and we call this the friend of the honor is, and we print the name. So of course we didn't use this function until now. So let's say we have some, sorry, let's say we have an if condition, and in which we say if honors friend, friend, if honors friend is not equal to null, only then we display honors friend. But you see, right now we already have error with the honors friend here because this is not initialized. Okay, this one is a typing error between these two, so this should not give an error. So you see this doesn't give an error, but this gives an error because honors friend is is actually not defined. First of all, it's not, yeah, sorry, I said initialize, but it's not defined. So first we have to initialize it here outside the function. Honors friend, we can call it local L honors friend, which is for an O capital, a local variable here, is outside the function, and we pass it to a function. Okay, so as you see, uh, because of this null safety, we have an error here because this is a not nullable string again, and it must be assigned before it can be used. So we can do something like this again, question mark. So, but so if it is null, not null, only then we will print the value of the honors friend. So this is giving me some warning, and the warning is that, okay, we should use the curly braces. So let's use the curly braces. Uh, and call this function inside the curly braces. That's it. So this is the first way to, avoid any problems, because you check, first of all, you put this question mark here for this null safety property of Dart, and then if it is, for example, an honor, if this the local honor friend is not null, only then we print. Or we can also use something like this. We can have these two question marks here. It's some if condition that if it is null, then we use some value called Bob here, and this should also solve our problem. Sorry, that's wrong, because we don't need the if statement. Then we can simply do it here, because the if statement always needs a bool. Yeah. So we can remove this if statement and do something like this. If we pass this local friend, local honor friend, to this display function, and if this value is null, we pass uh, the name Bob instead of this null value, and let's call this this function as display function. So you see this is going to now display uh, the the friend of the owner is Bob, because yeah. So the next way to do is to, let's say, put an explanation mark here, but this explanation mark means that uh, we are sure that this value is set somewhere, and only you know but as this value was not set, that's why we get this error, cannot read the properties of null. So we have to kind of make sure that this value is assigned, it's not null. Let's call it Bob here. Yeah, and now if we run, the friend of the owner is Bob. Of course, now it is giving a warning. They will have no effect because the receiver can't be null because we assigned it. And the other way is that we use the late variable. So this is the third scenario. If we have, for example, uh, declare a variable as late, late string, then we can definitely uh, kind of leave it to the compiler. For example, the compiler then takes care of it, that he understand that, for example, this variable will be initialized somewhere, because if, let's say, we use this function random.nextpool, so it the display doesn't give any error because the compiler is not taking care.